Hey everybody, I'm Philip.
And I'm Justin.
And together, we are Pajamas. We are continuing on through the bridge episodes between 4 and 5.
The specials line up.
There you go. We just finished the Christmas one. We're in very much limbo territory right now where we don't really know what to expect, or are there just going to be like a handful of like capsule stories? Do we get to 5? We'll find out. Only to do that is to watch. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Without further ado, let's get into it. Worst security.
Typical security.
Oh, we're going the Indiana Jones route. There we go. Did she escape from the roof back into the gallery?
I am not sure why she would do that.
Drive.
Works for me.
They don't know what you look like or who you are.
Maybe she likes the thrill of the chase, so she purposely put herself in the possibility of getting caught because she likes the thrill of the chase.
Maybe.
It's the only explanation I can think of that. She had a very easy escape, but then decided to make it more difficult for herself.
Yeah.
People cleared. She has got to be here somewhere.
Robertson, clear the road. Get the whole place sealed off.
Show them back!
Oh, they knew. Apparently, never mind. They do know who she is. Duck down. You're a bad burglar. Also, why isn't the bus stopping? The police are chasing it. It's just very weirdly written so far.
You're called the Doctor.
Yes, I am.
That's not a name. That's a psychological condition. Any sort of...
You want proof? We drove through this. I'm going home, mate. So don't.
Oh, Torchwood.
Get me unit.
Oh, unit. Okay. They're gonna call Torchwood.
There's a bus protecting us. Great big box of metal.
Decade.
Box of metal.
Which starts with appointing a leader. Well, thank goodness you've got me. Everyone do exactly as I say. Inside the bus immediately.
3, 4.
Very good.
Got around Tina's.
Who's Tina, your girlfriend?
Not yet.
Good boy.
But there's somebody on board that bus.
Just move back, sir.
She's mine.
Back, sir.
Right.
Put it in your report.
Guard, stand ready. Then start digging.
What?
With this.
You dig.
Let's just say we're two equal mysteries.
We make quite a couple.
We don't make any sort of couple, thank you very much.
Nice.
Anyway, come on. Allons-y.
Oui, mais pas si nous allons vers un cauchemar.
Oh, we were made for each other.
Oh, for fuck's sake. You just lost Donna!
Must be hundreds of miles away.
God's
Getting
sake.
closer.
You named a unit of measurement after yourself.
Well, it didn't do Mr. Watt any harm. Furthermore, 100 Malcolms.
Before I die of old age, which in my case would be quite an achievement, so congratulations on that, is there anyone else I can talk to? You're my new best friend.
And you're mine too, sir.
Barkley, I'm holding on to this.
I think you better bring
You just asked to speak to somebody else because you're being a jerk to him.
You're mine. He's gone.
Did you hear something?
Hold on, busy.
Be responsible. They brought us here.
No. Look at the ship. It's a wreck. They crashed just like us.
Proper streamlined deep spacer.
Please don't leading on the floor of a really well-designed spaceship.
I'm the doctor, by the way, and this is Christina. The Honourable Lady Christina. At least I hope she's honourable. But we got...
You don't have to kiss me either.
You look human.
You look Time Lord. Anyway.
I have to know, does that wormhole constitute a danger to this planet?
Oh, sorry, call waiting, gotta go.
Call waiting.
And what's he saying?
It's not a storm.
So why exactly are you smiling?
worse it gets, the more I love it.
Me too.
Christina!
The aristocracy survives for a reason.
Travels in more than space. You can journey through time, Christina.
Oh, he's gonna start his
World War One.
recruitment speech.
Which makes you, Lady Christina, a thief.
I like to think I liberated it.
Tell me you need the money.
Daddy lost everything. What does that mean?
It's like when birds fly into the engines of an aircraft.
What are the creatures?
Aww.
This wormhole is now measuring 10 miles and growing. I need to know the exact nature of the threat.
Sorry, gotta go. I need something non-corrosive, something malleable, something ductile, something... Gold.
Oh, no, you don't. Promise me you'll be careful.
I promise.
I won't let you, man. I simply won't.
Oh, uh-oh.
Yes, sir. My pleasure, sir. He's hung up on me.
Good.
Did I say I hated you? I was lying.
But no one ever thanks him. What's going on?
You must be Malcolm.
Oh, I love you.
See, he's not a human female, so he can't.
People have traveled with me and I've lost them. Lost them all. Never again.
But you be careful, because your song is ending, sir. It is returning through the dark. He will knock 4 times.
You too, aiding and abetting.
Yes. I'll just step inside this police box and arrest myself.
It's probably the best line in the freaking episode.
I loved it. I thought that it was excellent. What did you think?
I miss Donna.
You didn't see the potential chemistry that these two could have had?
If she was a new fucking companion, I'm sorry to my Whovian friends and my patrons. If she was a new companion, I might have to stop. This was excruciating to get through. I was counting the minutes until it was over. I did not like this whatsoever. I'm not saying you're wrong for loving it. You obviously you can.
When I saw it, I actually did see it from her point of view that they actually had a very good teamwork going on between them. And like she said, it's the thrill. I did suspect that she was into extremes.
It was... I didn't like their dynamic. Like, if I had to deal with a season of that fucking dialogue between them, I would probably still watch it, but I would drive a lot of people away. I would have... You think the rants on the Blonde Nightmare were bad? Holy fuck. This was, at least, there was some subtlety there in moments. This was like Like, fuck me, the companion. Like,
All right.
sorry, this wasn't very good, in my opinion. The story itself was cool, but it was just bogged down by irritating dialogue. Like, the actress did fine. She did. I'm not faulting her. It's just the way she was written, and just, it was so ham-fisted, and I don't like that. And I'm so sick and tired of this over-sexualization of Tennant's doctor. He's a fucking alien. And then she fucking kisses him, and he's all like, oh. Do you even have a penis? Can this even turn you on? Do you get erections? Does this do anything for you?
I'm not exactly sure how Time Lords are made.
We've said this before, I know, but fuck. Then the male's like, I love you, so I love you, I love you. Also, very cool to see Lee Evans back in something. Huge fan of his. He's just like, okay. And I'm like, yeah, he's not a human female, so of course you're not going to react to him. I miss Eccleston.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so done with Tennant's doctor. I'm done. I'm done with it. He's not enjoyable. He's not charming to me in any way anymore. Like, I still say, if he was not attractive, physically, aesthetically attractive, put someone that you don't think is attractive, put their face on his, and then do the same things, the same dialogue, the same flirting, the same everything. And see how annoyed you get. Take your attraction to him away from it. I'm going to ruffle a lot of feathers. He's a detriment right now for me.
Shall we go to the notes?
No, I'm not done yet. And apparently the end is coming. But we've heard this before. We hear that his song is going to end. We've heard that before, and it didn't. So we'll see. If it does, fucking finally.
I liked it that they were able to include psychic powers here.
Yeah.
Maybe what happened during the ancient Roman episode is what's happening around her. That's how she is getting her psychic abilities.
Maybe.
That ripple in space-time. Which actually may be caused by that warning.
Could
For
be.
Nox.
Yeah, for Nox. Yeah.
That's a very specific prediction.
But the thing was, it's returning. It will return through the dark, and it will knock 4 times. I like that. Like, the last little bit of that episode between him getting those 2 guys a job and the thing with the psychic lady and her husband.
Yes, those were sweet.
I like those, and I like those characters a lot. I think they focused way too much on like Dr. Bond and Pussy Galore. It's just, I long for the day where we're no longer in Lothario land with the Doctor. I want my aloof, charming, just whimsical Eccleston back. And yes, we've only had 2 doctors, so that's my sample size is very small. But I think Tennant is just overstayed his welcome for me, especially after season 4 being so nice with Donna, and the season 3 being nice as well with Martha. Yes, hers was unrequited love, but then we had the platonic friendship. I can't say that word easily, and it was nice. Now we're back to this shit again. I think that's what bothers me so much, because we made so much progress, and not only did we revert back, it's worse than the Blonde Nightmare. Like if I had 13 episodes of this, just.
I do agree with you, though, that she did play the role of femme fatale very well.
Yeah. I mean, the acting was fine. It was just the way the character was written, and just all the cheeky dialogue and the overt sexualization between them. And we make a good team. We make a good pair. We make a good couple. It's like, it's like we're gonna spread it on so thick. Oh, here's the sandwich. Like, fuck. I know I'm in the minority, and I know right now there's probably clackety at the keyboards, and that's fine too. I'm not trying to be a dick about it. This is honestly how I feel. I know I'm in the minority, and I know it's annoying to people. I'm not saying it to be annoying. I wish it didn't bother me, but it does. This is not. I don't enjoy this. The plot wasn't good enough for me to. It was good. It was fine. I wasn't saying it was a shitty plot. It wasn't like the first Slovene episode we ever saw. It just was like, okay, like you could have focused more on this aspect. Like there was no real stakes, no real danger, because it was all like. I guess like it just felt like Dr. Bond. It just felt like there was no, because they were just focused way too much on the wrong parts. Like what makes Doctor Who strong is the storytelling and the adversity and the the villains, the bad people, the evil entities, whatever it is, and the Doctor fighting against that. And then the companion is like the spice to the episode. It adds a little something like je ne sais quoi to it, something special. This was
a sort of intergalactic dynamic duo.
And this was just like the plot took a very far back seat to what they were trying to manufacture ham-fistedly between Dr. Bond and Pussy Galore. And it just didn't work for me. I think it was just trying so hard. I like RTD, I do, and I think some of his ideas are really cool, but I just don't know if he knows how. I just don't like the way he writes the Doctor in relationship mode, especially with him in like Tennant and Women. Like I get what he's doing, I get it, I do, and I can see how this is appealing. I can see why you loved it. I can see how this was fun and it was whimsical and it was flirty and charming and all that. But to me, that's just that detracts from what I think the strength of Doctor Who is, and this to me proved it, in this instance at least.
He did ultimately not take the bait, which although he may have actually put in the first place.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. So.
Because yes, he ultimately did say no.
Mm-hmm.
Although, yes, he could have also tried to not encourage it by saying all of these things.
Yeah. So I said, you loved it. If you loved it, awesome. I'm not trying to shit on it. I'm not. I'm not trying to say. I'm not saying you are wrong for how you feel. Just like I'm not wrong for how I feel, and I'm not, like I said before, I'm not one of those people who thinks because if I talk louder, I'm right. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying that, you have your opinion.
Yeah.
I have my opinion. They're opposite. Totally cool. So this is another thing like with Medal Ceremony where, if you haven't seen it, spoiler, we disagree completely on one of them. Go check it out if you haven't.
I was hoping that, yes, she would ultimately be the companion. No. And then we'd have a story of basically a villainess transforming into an anti-hero.
I would rather have had the inverse. I'd rather have her be the anti-hero turns into a villainess. Like, let her turn into, like, something the Doctor can't foil. I would have preferred, like, no.
Oh.
No.
She gets so upset that she will not be able to have a chemistry with him, and so she will become his rival, and then become one of his formidable foes that pops up here and there in space and time.
I mean, that could work, but I don't want another Doctor can't love his companions spin-off consequence thing to happen. It's happened 3 times. Well, 2 technically, as far as we know. The third one was just kind of bullshit, in my opinion. Spoiler for Medal Ceremony. Go check it out. Yeah, I know. I'm repeating myself at this point, but yeah, if she was the companion, it would have been a very not enjoyable experience for everyone involved. And not because I would make it that way on purpose, just because if I don't like something, my job is to react and talk about it. I'm not going to pretend that, oh, it's okay. No, it's fine. I won't talk about it. No, fuck that. I didn't like this. Here's why. If she was the companion for 13 episodes, I'd be bitching for 13 episodes. Unless they course corrected and made the show about the story. And had their relationship that they were really fucking trying hard to square peg round hole that. Let that take, but they wouldn't have. I don't think they would have. And I think season 5 would have suffered for it. And like I have to think about seasons 1 and 2. If the Blonde Nightmare wasn't in them, let's say Martha was there or Donna was there, how much better would those episodes have been if they were was a replacement? Put Donna in any of the first 2 seasons. I guarantee you it would have been better. But I'm not here to debate that right now. It's just my opinion. I'll go to the notes.
Yes.
Okay. I'm getting worked up.
We're now getting back to what is and not what could have been.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I don't want to hypothesize and then get worked up about something that's not an actual thing. And like this, which is, let's talk about it. This episode had a lot of, I'll say bad writing, but the logic in certain situations. And we could be looking at it wrong. We said during the episode, I'm not sure if I kept it in or not, because obviously I haven't edited this because we're still filming it. Like she rappels up through the roof, and then she's like back in the museum place, walking around. Like, why would you rob a bank and then go back into the bank in your getup?
And I gave my explanation. Maybe she likes the thrill of the chase and thought that, no, that's too easy. And, well, when she said that she likes extremes, I thought to my head, I knew it.
Okay. See, okay, that's fine. It's fine. I still think it's silly, but then the bus is driving. She gets on the bus, and the doctor gets on the bus, and then the bus is driving away, and she's trying to make her getaway. And then, if I'm trying to get away from the cops, and you're the cop, and I'm in the bus, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be like this.
The least that she could have done was possibly to even crouch down to make it look like he was the only one in that seat.
Yeah, but then she crouches down. That like, I'm the doctor, you're her. You crouch down. I'm gonna rant I'm gonna rant so bad these microphones are gonna catch on fire. Stay tuned for that. Spontaneous combustion microphones from my anger being transferred. Anyway, she doesn't do that. Silly. They're chasing her. Why the fuck didn't the bus just stop? If you're a bus driver and the cops are behind you, woo, 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 after you, you stop. The bus driver wasn't part of the getaway team. He wasn't in on it. Like, why?
That is true. He
That made no
didn't
sense
know
to me.
that he didn't know that she was a thief or that any sort of crime
Yeah,
occurred.
exactly. So you would have pulled over. Maybe it's different in England. I don't know. Like, we get that a lot as well. Like, you're American, you don't know. Totally fair. We are Americans, we don't know. But maybe it's different in England. I don't think it is. But I think if you're being chased, or if the cops are not being chased, I think if the cops are pursuing you and you're in a vehicle and you're like an unwitting pawn in whatever's going on, then you're like, oh shit, I should probably pull over because the cops are behind me. Because he could have been charged for aiding and abetting too, because he didn't stop. It didn't make any sense to me. Sorry.
You actually do make a very interesting point. The aiding and abetting thing.
Mm-hmm. And then when the bus driver tries to run through the wormhole and gets like disintegrated and falls, well, gets his flesh disintegrated and falls. I was like, imagine like you're the police. You're like, okay, well, that bus didn't stop and then disappeared. And what the fuck? Like you just see like skeleton. I've been like, what are you doing over there? What's going on? Also, I'll get to it. Fuck's sake. I like that Christina usurped the doctor as the leader. She's like, we need a leader. All right, then. All right, everybody, listen to me. I was like, cool. He needs put in his place. So much more than he is. He even said later, he's like, when I say wait, people usually wait. And I'm like,
well, why? Why should he expect that?
There are just some episodes that just hit all the buttons of things I don't like about the doctor. I like Lee Evans. He was the scientist guy. I could have done without the cartoony bumbling like bum 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 bum. Oh, the fire extinguisher, it went off. I'm flying backwards. I get what they were going for. I don't think it was needed. But that's just me. Again, that's not my thing. I'm not saying it's wrong. Again, so much of this detracted from the story to me. And this is one of the things. I get that the doctor is revered, and obviously I understand why. We don't go as far back in the story as many people do, but we're 4 seasons in. We understand it. But it goes like that notion like, no, the doctor is never thanked. Not only is he always thanked, he revels in it. My problem with Tennant's doctor is that he is way too much his own biggest fan. And that is not a good personality trait to have to me, in anyone. Like, there's that difference between arrogance and confidence. And he is 100% supremely arrogant. And I don't like it. I don't like that in my human beings in real life. And I don't like it in my Time Lords. If he wasn't so like the ladies' man and like the perfect comeback and worshipped by all the people and supremely cocky and everyone listened to him, like he's like, if he was a wrestler, he'd be like overbooked. He's overpushed. He's too everything. There's like no flaws. His only flaws are that he attracts companions that break his heart, which he said in the last episode that we watched. And even then, I'm like, you just made all those situations about you, though. They break your heart. What did you do? You know what I mean? Like, I know maybe I'm reading too much into that, and I 100% can see that. I just find Tennant's portrayal still so problematic, and those are the reasons why that I really, really can't wait for someone else to take the reins so I can see what they can do with it. And I hope that the next Doctor is more alien feeling. Which is why I said before, which is why I liked Eccleston's, because it was just aloof, and he felt like a silly alien on Earth, and silly in the best way possible. Like, I loved his portrayal. Looking back on it now in the time, it was when you're in it, you can't compare it to anything, obviously. Mm-hmm. So when I was in it, I was like, he's cocky and he's kind of annoying, because at first he was. It was my introduction to the character. But now I have like Tennant's just like mountain of ego to compare it to. Other than being cute, I do not understand why people like his Doctor so much. But moving on. Then we find out that Carmen is psychic, mm-hmm. which is pretty cool. She could hear the voices of the dead. Like, they were on a planet that was buried under, like, well, the civilization was buried under sand from these creatures. Those like stingray-like creatures. That should have been a bigger thing. That should have been more lore explored into that instead of, like Bond and Galore. I think there was so much here. Like, I think if they explored that more, I'd have been a way bigger fan of this. Then Unit show up, and the police guy's like, well, when they come back, she's mine. And I said during the episode, I'm going to say it again, why not put that in your report? I was chasing after this bus. On this bus is this person, it's Christina. Christina stole this goblet thing. So why wouldn't that be in the report? Why were you chasing the bus then?
That is a very interesting point.
I'm sorry, the writing in this episode was not very good. And it's shocking.
Reports are supposed to be as exhaustive as possible.
Yes. So then Captain Magumbo says, if anything comes through that portal, shoot to kill. And I'm like, damn. The Doctor would be like, no. 100% no. I thought it was very interesting. And I make a comparison later in my notes to that. A little over halfway down, we make quite a couple. I'm like, stop it. And y'all can say that, but David Tennant's not that bad. Okay, Malcolm says, I've read all your files. Really? Which was your favorite? He's his own biggest fan. And yeah, moving on. And I wrote here, the dialogue is falling flat. And this is early. This is like, they're not even down page 1 yet. I was kind of just like, and then you probably noticed me as it was when I was just like, more and more and more and more and more. Like, fuck. Then Captain Magumbo asks, does that wormhole constitute a world threat? Sorry, call waiting. I'm like, I get what he was doing was important, but you need to relay this information, sir. And he did that more than once.
That's interesting. Actually, to prove your point, he was that urgent about that, but still managed to have the time to then ask, what was your favorite file?
Yeah. Priorities.
Exactly. So now I'm actually wondering, what are the priorities? Exactly what constitutes urgent and what doesn't?
Then we have, we're a team, we're a couple, we're a great pair. It's like, can you stop? Stop. If this was like Sisyphus rolling the boulder up the hill, it slipped, it's gone, it's rolled down the hill, it's rolling through the town. It is just cannonballing over everyone. So then the Doctor finds the goblet,
mm-hmm.
and, he says, you're a thief. And she's like, I liberated it. Which I thought was really, and I'm sorry, England, but the British Museum is notorious for, oh, look at that nice thing. Wouldn't it be bad if we took it back to our country and put it on display? So I thought it was kind of like funny that she liberated it, because that's kind of like how, like, we have this ancient thing from Egypt in our museum. It's a meme over here. I don't know if it is in England or not, but it's a meme about the British Museum. I don't know if it's a worldwide meme or just like an American thing. Not that we ever talk about anything anyway. We steal countries from people, but I like the line. When she said she liberated it, I was like, it was one of the few good lines in this episode.
It did sound like something like what I would say if I were told to justify what this person did. And, well, actually, you could look at it this way, but you could also look at it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. And then she rappels down to get the diamond thing, and she sees one of the creatures, and she goes, "What's down here? It looks dormant." He says, "Your body temperature is, waking it up. It's arousing it or whatever." She says, "I tend to have that effect." I'm just like, stop it.
She reminded me very much of Catwoman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then they're running away back to the bus, and Malcolm's trying to call them to update them or, and all that. And he's like, "Not now, Malcolm." And I'm like, you can run and talk on the phone at the same time.
Yes. As far as we know, it could have been urgent.
Exactly.
There's something that's happening, but at the moment, the doctor's a little too busy being distracted about running for his life.
But he can still do that and talk on the phone.
Yes. Well, to then notice anything else that's going on, and well, maybe that's what the call is for.
Exactly.
Urgently, something has changed. This is happening now.
The doctor was kind of a douche in this one to them. Not as bad as he's been. Like, he's been worse before, but then a few minutes later we have Captain Magumbo saying, "I need to know the threat. Sorry, gotta go." I'm like, okay.
And later in the episode, he's the one that complains that they hung up on him.
Yep. Which I hope is the joke. I hope that was the self-aware joke that he is dismissive of everyone else because he's so arrogant and so cocky. But then when it's done to him, how dare you? It reminds me of people I've complained about where they're dicks to you, but if you're a dick to them back in the same way that they are to you, it's always like, how dare you treat me like that? It's very much I don't like people like that. I don't care if they're cute. Like, it's getting to the point now where I'm not. David Tennant's not as cute as he used to be. Like, somebody's personality can make them unattractive. Not as a person. He's a wonderful person, but as a character. And then we had the part where Captain Magumbo said, "Close the wormhole." And Malcolm was like, "The doctor, and we have to wait for the doctor." And that was very Harriet Jones to me. I need to do anything and everything within my power to protect Earth, even if it inconveniences the doctor.
Yes.
So I like that. I did.
It is understandable, though I would have wondered, but if you do that, what happens when yet another cataclysmic problem faces
true.
Earth?
Yeah.
And, well, the doctor's stuck all the way over there.
Yeah.
Now what?
That is true. Then they fly back through, and they're like, he did it. And I'm thinking, I even said this, I was like, you still got to land. You're not out of the woods yet. He hasn't landed the damn thing yet. Just saying. Kisses him, for fuck's sake. Moving on. And then when they unveil the TARDIS, it's like, oh, there it is. Awesome. They have it for him.
How convenient.
Yeah. It's not important. This has gone on so long. This has just been the me ranty episode. You've missed it, haven't you? So when he unveils the TARDIS and then they show the shot of Christina, I wrote, we're going to get the companion sales speech again. I was waiting for it. All the planets, and they'll start listing all the places, like blah, 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 de Fleur, and all these places you can take them. And he didn't, thankfully, but.
Instead, she was the one that tried to convince him.
Yeah, she says, "Come on, doctor, show me the stars." He says, "No." And then she's like, "I don't want to go to jail." I was like, well, at least you're honest.
Oh, yes, it's completely understandable.
And then she says, "We're made for each other." I'm like, no, you're not. No, you're not. And then he says, "People traveled with me, and I've lost them. I lost them all. Never again." Best line in the episode. Finally, something that felt real and not manufactured. I like that.
At least he hasn't forgotten what he has journeyed through.
Yeah, so I can say, like, Donna's body isn't even cold yet. Come on now, before you try and get, like, a new lady. Could have taken Malcolm. Not saying I wouldn't have. Yeah, so then it's that moment. It's like, okay. It was a real moment. And not just some meh that I dealt with for like an hour up till then. So I did appreciate that he did say that. It's going to be very interesting going forward because obviously there are going to be new companions. So what's it going to take then for that to happen? It'll just be interesting how we evolve to another companion after where the doctor's at right now.
It could be that when it happens, that it's forced upon him, that
maybe
the circumstances lead me to not refuse.
Maybe. We'll see. then we get the line as we referenced from the psychic lady. Just be careful, your song is ending soon, which we've heard before. It's returning. It will return through the dark, and it will knock 4 times. I like that a lot. I like it very much. So that was me knocking on the doctor 4 times, and he opens his arm like, "Stop being such an annoying dick!" I'm sure there was like a handprint on David Tennant's suit. That's why he has to wear a jacket, because there's a handprint from him doing this all the time. Okay, there was another line I actually liked. The police guy says, you know, and you're under arrest too. I'm going to charge you two with aiding and abetting. He's like, I'll just step inside the police box and arrest myself. That was a good line. That was a good line. And thankfully, I'm sure you're thinking that if you made it this far, thankfully, that is all for my notes. Everything else are from patrons over on Patreon. So, yes, I did not like this. This episode would have vastly made Metal Ceremony different if we included the specials in them. Spoilers. Nah. This is one of the weakest episodes in a long time. I'll have to go back, and I don't want to spoil what Metal Ceremony was if you haven't seen it. But in my gold, there was because there were specific things that I did not like that just made in the, you know, overall season. But this, I don't know. All right, nothing else that I could say that I haven't already said ad nauseum. Am I right? Yeah. All right. Anything else you'd like to add?
Yes.
Good.
If you were to see a bus flying in the air, how long would it take for you to forget that it flies? Remember that when she went into the bus and, well, all of a sudden the police are demanding that she get out? The doctor even had to say that I'd move back if I were you. And I was wondering, seeing a bus fly in the air and they forgot that it can fly.
Yeah, there were like the police parts weren't written very well. Like the police stuff just overall was not well thought out, I thought, from all the crime stuff and the police stuff. It just, yeah, like he's saying, like you literally just saw it fly. You should probably be like, don't you fly that thing. You know, but yeah.
As if that would have made a difference anyway.
Yeah, I agree. Not the strongest episode in many respects for me. And so he pointed out yet another one that I did not think of.
I actually don't think that the police can even arrest the doctor. He's out of actually the world's jurisdiction.
He would just
diplomatic immunity.
Yeah, he would just like cocky his way out of it, and then flirt with some human female on the way, and then get back in the TARDIS and dun 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 dun. I'm done with Tennant. Done.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you'd like to add?
No.
Alrighty. Well, we're gonna take this behind the barn and mercifully end it. I'm sorry if I upset you or made you mad. Viewers watching now. It's not my intent. It's never my intent. But I'm also not going to censor myself or be dishonest with how I feel about something. So that's going to wrap this one up. As always, I don't have a fancy outro, so I'll simply say thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one, I hope. Until then, goodbye.
Goodbye.